So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I don't know if I'm the only one who saw this video. Now, according to the reports, it was a video of a husband in Kenya who had abruptly returned home and found his wife with another man. Eric here, who reported it, said this: Kitambo. When a man was approaching his home, I think Kitambo means before now, right? Let me know, my people from Kenya. I need you now, okay? Because you help us to interpret. Kitambo, when a man was approaching his home, he would whistle, sneeze, or cough, so that in case there's another man in the room, he will run away. Nowadays, men enter their homes without any signal. Look at this one. He came home without telling his wife and found a big man with her. See how he's crying. That was how Eric reported it. I beg, if you are from Kenya and you understand the language they are speaking here, please help us clarify down in the comment section, because I do not understand these two men. I don't understand if they are lovers or if they are fighting. One jack the other for shirt, the other one hanging hand across the other man's shoulder like say, Naim babe, as if they're on their way to a romantic date. I don't understand. Knowing what they are saying would help us, so let us know down in the comment section. But clearly, we could see the man in pain, sighing, even making some weird sounds.
Hello? Itu saya bibi na gale agle kamu tnabat. Toma gera ju. Toma tu kini ja mata ana sisi ni ke. Awa gera ji ta marampili. Hangam manam ga ga stage. Lakini ab we gera TV kyo jen ju. Kirma lakwe ne tenyo.
Now, before we could internalize what was going on there, the next one that broke out happened just at our backyard here in Nigeria. Nigerian politician Honorable Mike Etaba from Cross River State, who is a Federal House of Rep member, was filmed by a man confronting him that he has warned him on several occasions to stay away from his wife. That's the man's wife, to no avail. Take a look at what happened.
I told you to stay away from my wife. I told you to stay away from my wife. I told you to stay away from my wife. I told you to stay away from my wife. You are a useless man. You are a useless man. Why are you? You are a useless. You are a useless man.
I'm going to call.
You are a useless man.
Wait.
You are a useless man. You are a useless man. You are not going anywhere. You are a useless man. 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 That's what you are. You are a useless man. You've destroyed my home. You've destroyed my home.
And you know the crazy part? This whole thing coincided just around when that alleged affair between Frank's wife and Chike made it out online. And people, especially my kings, they were very agitated. They were like, what is going on here? This generation is cooked. See what this new generation of women are doing to fear. Calm down, boss. Just calm down. It is not a new generation something. It has been happening right from your mother's time and your grandmother's time. Long before cameras became accessible to all, and long before there were mobile phones to document it. All those your polygamous grandfather mentors, that was the stock in trade of many of their wives. They'll be like, Nani, let me go and fetch water in the stream. Let me go to the market square. Obiora, walking up Obi is waiting in the bush. As she's going, Obiora will jump past. They do their thing, because life, as I always tell you, was not designed for anyone or one person to eat their cake and have it. When polygamous Abiola dared to do DNA, half of his children from his wives were not his. Now, I'm not talking about the many others who may have done one or two that didn't result in pregnancies or didn't result in them keeping the children and having children. These are the figures that bore full-fledged children for their side cocks. Now, This isn't even about polygamy. That was just an example. This is a phenomenon that have existed before civilization, shrouded in secrecy. If your parents worked in the civil service and you are close to them, ask them, they will tell you about the shit that goes down between married women and their colleagues, their orgas. It happens in the military, it happens in corporate office, it happens amongst housewives doing school runs. Even many women that complain of other women worrying their marriage, many will tell you that it's not even single girls, that it's married women that are worried their marriage. Today, I will be exposing some things, and I assure you that there will be plenty to take home. I have decided to volunteer myself as the scapegoat to make this video, which will be very blunt and very uncomfortable. It may even be misconstrued, which is still okay, very okay, because you know that when tough conversations need to be had, we will have them here. And at the end of the day, we will understand better and we will learn. Bearing conversations have never improved situations. In today's video, we are going to be talking about infidelity amongst married women. First and foremost, I would like to sincerely apologize to my men, most especially for the lies and the deceit, the erroneous belief that they have been put under through the years that make them feel like these things can only exist with them for a very long time, especially in our African societies. Infidelity in marriages has been discussed as though it is exclusively a male thing. There has been an unspoken assumption that once a woman gets married, every other man suddenly becomes invisible to her. That attraction disappears, temptation no longer exists, and she somehow becomes immune to the emotional and physical desires that are part and parcel of being human. That picture is inaccurate. And for the fact that society judges female infidelity more harshly does not mean it never happens, or does not mean that the circumstances that can lead to its happening is inexistent. It simply means that many people are less willing to talk about it openly. Note. Now listen. This is not an attempt to justify cheating. Infidelity is unacceptable regardless of who commits it. However, if we are going to be honest, if we're going to have honest conversations about marriage, we must first acknowledge reality. Women are not incapable of infidelity, and pretending otherwise prevents us from understanding the real salient issues that exist. So, I want us to look beyond the stereotypes and examine some of these factors that can contribute to a married woman becoming involved with another man. Not to excuse the behavior, but to better understand it and perhaps identify the problems before they destroy a marriage. One difference that I have noticed is that in many cases, men and women do not arrive at infidelity from the same place. For many men, cheating can just be driven by opportunity, by excitement, by ego, the desire for something new. Flimsy. A man can have a good wife, a peaceful home, a perfect family, healthy marriage, yet will still choose to step out, chop one or two outside. Not because he is particularly looking for something to fill up a vacuum per se, but simply because the opportunity presented itself and he decided to take it. Now, for many women, it's usually more. Decision is often tied to a vacuum, an unmet need. Whether it's emotional, physical, psychological, relational, an unmet need. And that is why, generally speaking, a married woman who feels catered to, loved, valued, desired, and appreciated in her marriage is less likely to look elsewhere or to have an affair. Another difference with married men that cheat and women is that many married women experience temptation, advances, but deliberately shuts it out immediately before it even grows to anything or something dangerous. They intentionally refuse to entertain or nurture it. But on the other side of the men that do it, these thoughts, these desires, these temptations get pursued and acted on. It's not like it doesn't exist on either side. It's just a decision to act on it and a refusal to act on it. Okay, let me give you the Holy Grail that society has been lying to you about, that people have refused to speak about, but I will. Let me tell you the truth. When a woman has a deep unmet need and she allows herself to start feeding the source of that need, where that need can be met through lowered boundaries, constant conversations, emotional dependence, secret connections, and increasing closeness, there is a high chance that she will eventually find herself in a situation that she thought that she was immune to. Cheating remains a choice, never you get me wrong, but understanding how people get there can help us recognize warning signs before a marriage reaches that point. Men, women, listen to this and don't skip a bit. And if you are new here, you're seeing my beautiful face for the first time. Or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up. Come and do it right now. Drop all your thoughts down in the comment section. Say it. Nabania, if any legeme. Today in today's video, we are going to say everything. Say it down in the comment section. Ignorance is a disease. People need to know. And stay glued, for we have so much more coming your way. Don't forget to grab a copy of our book, The Unbroken Spirit. This is what I'm talking about. Because when your spirit is broken, you are more susceptible to these kinds of temptations and things. You need to stay grounded. Grab a copy of this book. It is very important for single girls and married women. You can scan the code or make recourse to the links pinned in the description box and in the comment section. So, I mentioned unmet needs paired with being attached to a source of that need equals to infidelity for married women or women generally. What are these needs? Number one, emotional needs. I had to start with this one. Oh God. This one is the most common and the most dangerous. How I wish that more men were taught about a woman's emotional needs the same way that we women have been taught for centuries about meeting and never neglecting their husband's physical needs. If many men understood, if they realized the weight of a woman's emotional needs, many African marriages would have been sweeter, sugar, better. A woman's emotional world is not a luxury. It is a necessity. And that need stays with us right from when we were born until we take our last breaths. If there is one need that has led many women into places that they never imagined they would go, it is the need to feel emotionally seen, to be heard, to be valued. You may hear some people who do not want to listen and learn say, let her go now. Let us see whether that man that she's going, whether he will marry her. He just wants to use her. She's not trying to marry him either. She's not trying to marry him. It is just a burning need that she is trying to feel, a burning human need for her as a female that she is trying to feel, even if it is temporarily. Many women are not initially looking for another man. They are looking for connection. And a number of marriages, typical African marriages, lack this. I paid the rent. I paid the children's school fees. I put fuel in the Jeep I bought for you. Thank you, sir. We appreciate the provision, but connection. A woman can be living in the same house with her husband and still feel emotionally alone. It kills a woman. The bills may be paid, the children may be cared for, there may be no major fights, yet she may be drowning in sorrow, feeling unheard, unappreciated, unseen, feeling emotionally disconnected from the person that she shares her life with. Now, this is where the danger often begins. The danger doesn't begin with a kiss, not with a date, not even with attraction. Shall I tell you how it begins? It often begins with conversation, with engagement. That man listens to her. He notices. He compliments. He asks questions that her husband no longer cares to ask. He remembers details. He checks on her. He makes her feel seen, important. At first it feels harmless. After all, they're just talking, they're just friends. But emotional intimacy is powerful. For women, it is way deeper than sexual intimacy for women. A woman's heart and feelings arrive way before her body does. Why do you think most women that step out on relationships and marriages do not just go to the bar and pick a man there and sleep with? Except she's a kona you married. Most women will find themselves in that situation with men that they share an emotional space with, men that offer emotional safety. Their boss, their pastor, their gym buddy, their friend, a colleague, a shoulder to cry on. The more she shares her fears, her frustration, her dreams, her disappointments, her private thoughts with another man, the more connected she feels to him. And the more connected she feels to him, the weaker her boundaries become. Now, what makes this particularly dangerous is that many women do not recognize the risk in the beginning because it doesn't look like cheating. It feels like friendship. It feels like support. It feels like finally finding someone who understands me. Because the moment another man becomes the first person that she wants to talk to, the first person she runs to with good news or bad news, or frustration or excitement, or comfort, a line has already begun to move. Infidelity with a woman does not start in the bedroom. Even sex between married couples for a woman does not start in the bedroom. Infidelity for a woman starts in conversations that should never have happened. Dear women, how do you know that water has begun passing Gary on this one? Number one, you begin sharing with this man what you no longer share with your husband. You become more excited to hear from him, sometimes more than when you hear from your husband. You find yourself constantly thinking about him when he's not around, replaying the conversations you guys had. You run to him first with good news, bad news, your frustrations, your achievements. You start comparing your husband to him in your mind subconsciously. You don't even know when you do it. His opinions begin to matter to you more than your husband's own. Danger, almost danger, wahala day. You create opportunities to spend more time with him than is necessary. If the bobo is at work, if it's the office husband, that's when you know that you have a file to take to his office every day. If he maybe go 7 or 8, where are we? You begin dressing, speaking, or behaving differently because of his attention. You look forward to his messages and feel disappointed when they don't come. You start sharing personal struggles, your marital problems, or intimate details of your marriage with him. In fact, after fighting, you're not that anxious to go and settle, to reconcile like before. You go to your room, you go to one corner and you chat him. Chike abatago. You tell yourself, we are just friends, while you are becoming emotionally dependent on him. You begin to feel small jealousy in your tummy if he got close to another woman. You find yourself deleting messages, clearing call logs, church agbasala. These are often the warning signs that a connection is moving beyond friendship and entering emotional affair territory. And infidelity with women starts with emotional affairs before physical. Ladies, be careful. If you are in this stage, okwa danger zone kina. Biko, cut off. Beppo. The second need, the financial needs. Plenty of women face financial hardship and remain faithful. There is no excuse for adultery, as I keep saying, but financial pressure is one of those realities that can make a vulnerable person, or one with weak values, or one who is stranded that does not have her own coins, or whose coins cannot match their responsibility, or those who do not know how to manage. Maybe they have lived a certain lifestyle before marriage and they wanted to get married. They can't marry those 60-year-old papas that bankroll them. They look for one young boy, we not too whole, and marry, but they are already exposed to a certain lifestyle. It can make such people susceptible, especially when they are not so firm with their value system, because most times it's value systems that keep both men and women from stepping out, not a lack of opportunity. You think that your fine wife, as she said like that, nobody has ever looked at her and said, "Chai," you think so? It's a value system. Now, such women may begin finding relief and support elsewhere outside their marriage. And at the beginning, she may not set out to say, "I want to sleep out. I want to cheat on my husband. I want to commit adultery." No, that's not how it happens for many women. Sometimes she may just believe that she is enjoying the blessing and the kindness, the generosity of someone. Many of them would say it is God that sent him to her. God sent who? Her helper. But many times, nothing goes for nothing. There is only one reason, and one reason alone, why a man will want to be spending lavishly on another man's wife. And the men know. They know themselves more than we know them. That's why they don't like their wives accepting financial assistance from other men. They're all mad. And you are there saying, "Baby, it's nothing. Why are you overreading this thing? Overreading meaning this man is just a pure soul." Pure soul. They know that soul is not pure. There is something. Many times, my dears, nothing is free, even in Freetown. Even many men that help their late friend's widow, a woman that is supposed to pity that her husband has died and her husband was your friend. Many men that offer assistance to such women after the first one, second one, by the time you go to the office the third time, the man will stand up, do 360 from his desk and say, "Hey, my darling, you are so beautiful. Allow me to take care of you." His true color will come out. So this danger starts when another man steps in to solve problems that her husband has either ignored or is incapable of solving. He pays attention to her struggles. He offers help. He provides. One phone call and that's a heavy challenge that kept her awake at night is solved. He becomes her rescuer, her messiah. Why do you think a number of married women reconnect with their wealthy exes, their former boyfriends, their sugar daddies, or men that they know have the resources to solve their problems? Why do you think a lot of married women connect with them? It's not necessarily because they don't love or they love those men more than their husbands, but because those men represent an escape from a burden that they are carrying. And nothing sweet women pass somebody stepping in to rescue them from challenge, from suffering. Even women that have money to eat another person's money. Okay. Now, the problem here is that favors rarely remain just favors. When someone repeatedly solves your problems, pays your bills, rescues you from difficult situations, constantly comes through for you, there will be a growing sense of obligation. you begin to feel indebted to them. You start feeling like you owe them something. And the day that he wants it, the day that man wants it, you will not be able to say no. Boundaries will become blurred. Gratitude will become attachment. And before you know it, something that you originally didn't plan has happened. It could be you like fame. Biko, sakwanyagi, wash your eye. Abego, look at my hand. Number 3, spiritual need. Oh my God. Education, knowledge is power. You can delude yourself and just say, a woman should not cheat. Yes, she should not. But let me tell you the reality of what happens. While insisting and encouraging women and men not to step out of their marriages, let us discuss reality. Reality does not stop existing or does not change because you don't want it to. It will still exist. So we can either choose to talk about it or pretend while it keeps existing. Number 3, spiritual need. This one is a major one, especially for us, we Africans that carry religion and put on our head. We hawk religion. We carry spirit cocoa. We are more Catholic than the Pope and more Anglican than the than the Queen of England. We carry them for head, for shoulder, and for back. And that is why I honestly feel sorry for women who idolize and worship men of God. Such women are very vulnerable to this thing that I'm talking about at this point. And that is why for me personally, I always say personally, right? I will share my personal stance and I will leave you to have yours. That is why for me, my male God on earth is my father and my spiritual priest is my husband. If I didn't have a responsible husband or a responsible father who is capable to stand in this gap, I will relate to God directly through his son, Jesus Christ. That was why he sent his son. So that son can be an intermediary. I don't need another man of God. Nothing consigns me with man of God. I worship no man of God. See, I was born and raised Catholic and I was staunch and devout. I was the most Catholic person in my home because I entered it by myself with my own free will and volition. And when it comes to reverencing spiritual leaders, nobody does it like we Catholics. Now we they teach that. When did you even start? Now we teach. We call them Father. We kneel before them. For goodness sake, we confess our sins to go through them. But even as a young, devout Catholic girl, proper Nwa Mary, that goes to Blessed Sacrament, church programs, sweeping the church, everything, I did here. I still knew, say, man, na man. Man of God. Now still, waiting there in front, man. Okay, before of God. I never got carried away blindly. I still the open one eye. I still the open one eye like this. Nah, pachanya. Because I know. Oh, those maybe sister, that could you come meet me? Come meet who? My eye, they shine. Because even as a young girl, I know and I knew. You may not understand this. But a woman's, now when I say a woman, I do not mean every woman. Please stop giving me the stress of always having to say that in my videos. There are exceptions to everything. Oh, shall I paste it on my head? Whenever I want to show it, I'll hold my placard. Everything here, everything in life has exceptions. When I tell you this, that, you don't need me or anybody to tell you that exceptions exist in everything. Okay, we don't discuss pure and applied science here. This is not chemistry or physics class. We discuss social sciences. Human behavior cannot be absolute. Because you see some people say, Neze, not me, I'm not one of those women. Please. So, an average woman's spiritual needs can be just as powerful as her emotional and financial needs. Why do you think that the church is full of women? I thought they say men are the head of the home. So who are supposed to be heading the homes spiritually? Is it not the head? Or is the head only who only tioda? Read 3 meats? Is that what head mean? What if the man is the head? The men are supposed to be the spiritual leaders and they're supposed to be the ones in church praying and casting. But the church is full of women. Day service, women full. Night vigil, women. Breakthrough service, online service. Now we just do anything in this world and come with religion to whitewash it, and you will see who will fall in love with you and accept you. Who? Women. You can sell anything to many women just by coming from the religious and spirituality approach. So many women are looking for guidance, answers, purpose, healing, solution, reassurance, someone who can help them make sense and meaning of life's struggles. When going through a difficult season, women can become deeply attached to the person that they believe is helping them spiritually. Why do you think every time there's always a news where we are discussing how one pastor, one prophet, one priest, one prayer leader, one spiritual mentor was caught having sex with somebody's wife? Do you sincerely think that when she entered his church, when she went to church on that first day, her intention was to go and sleep with the pastor? No. It often starts with admiration, reverence, trust, dependence. Many times, this spiritual dependence turns to be personal dependence. The woman will start seeking his approval for everything. Let me tell Papa. Let me ask Papa. Let Papa pray. Papa. She begins valuing his voice above every other person's own, even her husband's. She begins confiding in him more than her husband. And because trust is already established, emotional intimacy will grow very quickly. The day that man of God, the day that you will see the real man without the of God, the look in his eyes, the look of lust and sin, the day you will see it, oh God, the day he would instruct you to take off your clothes and he starts touching you, you will be so hypnotized. Your feet will freeze on the floor. It will be like an out-of-body experience. It will be like a dream. You will be so shocked, so confused, so in denial until he's done with what he wants to do to you. And when you get home, tears will just be falling down. You will not be able to process what just happened. Spiritual need. Be careful for. And lastly, I believe so, family building and life goal needs. This one might sound vague, but if you know how many ladies that this thing has led to put one leg out, okay. So yes, this one is often downplayed and dismissed a lot, but it is a big thing. If you know, you know. Sometimes it is the desire for something a woman believes that marriage is supposed to provide that her husband is not providing. For example, a woman may desperately want a child, but years and years pass, she's unable to conceive with her husband. It's possible that maybe sometime in the past she has conceived, so she knows that she has the capacity to. It's possible that her husband is also not showing as much concern, interest, urgency as she expects. It's possible that she thinks that time is passing, her biological clock is ticking. And so that pain, that pressure, that desperation can become overwhelming, especially in our kinds of societies where motherhood is heavily valued. A lot of value is placed on motherhood. You see, now that woman might get to a point where the desire to become a mother, to fulfill that need, becomes stronger than moral judgment. She needs that need met at any cost. It's called, in fact, in one word, it's called desperation. She may even convince herself that she's doing it in the interest of her husband, to preserve his lineage and legacy, to cover his shame. And then such a woman goes out there, does her thing, not because she wants to hurt her husband, but because she feels she's doing what is best in her situation. And you find her doing the do outside her marriage. Although DNA tests now have spot markets for those in this group chat, but back then it was a big thing. So yes, my darlings, there are several needs. For the want of time, because this video has stretched a bit, I will not go into the rest. There is the sexual need. Oh yes, Very unfortunately, it has been painted in Africa as though married women do not have sexual needs. Anything your husband does should be satisfactory. And that's why you find many men abuse that social norm and go out there, expend their energy, give their best selves out there on their side hands, and come back zapped and expended. You see a woman who has been married for 5, 10, 15 years have not experienced a single orgasm. And their husbands are not even worried or concerned because they believe that once a woman marries, what? Her blood dries. Once a woman marries, her blood dries up. So he's not even interested in exploring his wife's body, in knowing what pleases her and working to please her, making concerted efforts to satisfy her. He's not interested. And many women, we ourselves, are not even helping matters. You can't open your mouth and talk. I don't understand. Why? Because it's a taboo for a married woman to say she has sexual needs. But for how long are we going to keep deceiving ourselves? Behind his back, you know what you lost for. You know what you are longing for. You know what you are watching. The things you are watching and fantasizing over. You are not doing me. You are doing yourself. So, my dear darlings, there are a number of, needs. There is the revenge and retaliation need. Oh, yes. You didn't know. You didn't know that reciprocation is a natural human response that many people who do not is due to maybe a lack of a convenient opportunity or due to application of restraint or possessing a very high value for self. That's just what stops other people. You don't know that human beings are naturally inclined to return what they are being given. You don't know? Okay, keep deceiving yourself. There are also the security need, protection and security need. There is the career and ambition need. Oh yes, there are many, many, many needs that can drive a married woman to infidelity. The purpose of this conversation is not to excuse cheating. I think I've said that up to 500 times. It is simply to point out that contrary to how society often paints these things, every human being has the capacity to do wrong under certain circumstances. The difference is that while some people recognize temptation and shut it down immediately, others entertain it and allow it to grow. So if you have a loyal wife, don't take her loyalty for granted, and vice versa. Don't assume that she's faithful because she lacks opportunities, desires, needs, or temptations. She is faithful because she has chosen to be. Too many people act as though men are the only ones wired to do foolish things. The truth, the bosom gospel truth, is that men and women are both human. Both can be tempted. Both can make bad decisions. Both can have needs that their spouses are not meeting. Infidelity is a terrible thing. Marriage is sacred. When you bring a third wheel into a marriage through adultery, you introduce another. I don't know how people see sex. I don't know. Maybe it's very casual and means nothing to some people. But when you do that, you introduce another soul, another spirit, another energy into a covenant that you swore was for two people alone. You are not polygamous in nature. How many of the people you've been sleeping with since you got married did you get married to? It is not being polygamy. It's not polygamy. So forget that culture said polygamy. It is not polygamy. You are simply an adulterer. And no culture or religion endorses adultery. The commandment, as Christians, you shall not commit adultery. Exodus 20 verse 14 was not gender targeted. My kings and queens, honor your marriage. Faithfulness should never be taken for granted. It should be appreciated, protected, and reciprocated. Let us share our thoughts, our experiences, and our reactions to everything that I have said. down in the comments section. So guys, yes, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, you're seeing my face for the first time, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your thoughts down in the comments section, grab a copy of our book, The Unbroken Spirit. It is a perfect guide to spotting harm, setting realistic boundaries, and rebuilding. Stay glued because there is so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. I'll see you guys in our next one. For now, bye.